Hi everyone, welcome to the new video. So today we are not going to build a new app, or even I'm not going to continue my last tutorial about its Zomato API because my hard disk got broken. So I decided to make a new tutorial. Alright, for this tutorial we are going to do more on UI, and I will explain how you can achieve a good UI, because a lot of beginner doesn't know how to make a good UI with Xamarin Form Control, because they don't actually understand what they need to use to achieve some UI. Okay, let's go to the Visual Studio and create a new project. We are not going to touch code behind or view model, because this tutorial is only for building a UI with XAML. So I will explain on how to use a control inside the Xamarin form. So UI, how to. So make your new Xamarin project, and then create. And then for this one, I'm not going to touch a navigation template, so I will go on for blank project, click create, and then before our project is loaded, let's go to the Pinterest, and I decide to create this UI, this both. But for now, we're not going to touch the bottom tab view, tab bar, because I will cover this one in another video, because I'm going to show you how you can use a Xamarin Community Toolkit, which is, it has a tab view control. It's pretty awesome, and you guys are gonna like it because you have more freedom making your navigation bar. And then we're not going to change this bar either. Alright, before we continue, let's take a look on the UI itself. Alright, so a lot of beginners doesn't know what control to use when making a UI. Okay, for example, when you are making this one, user might confuse on what type of control to use. For example, to achieve this type of UI, we have a variety of ways, which is, for my favorite, is using carousel view. And then you can also wrap your card inside the scroll view with setting orientation of horizontal. But the easiest and cleanest way to do this is by using maybe collection view or carousel view, which is my favorite. Doing this kind of thing, horizontal scrollable, I will using carousel view. And then beginner also doesn't know how to use a frame. For example, when you are making this card, which is, you can see you have a label inside the card, and for the card you have background image, which is what I usually do is I wrap the image inside the frame and make it as an aspect fill to fill entire card. And then we have another what we call this label, and then this one we have you have a category here. We're not going to touch these two. I'm only going to show this one. And also, this one is actually the same concept that I explained above. And then we have a fill image, and then you have another label on the right. And then let's take a look on the left side of the UI. on the detail. So you can see this button is actually on top of a frame. So usually how you can achieve this is by wrapping your entire app with grip, and then you can stack your button or frame. Usually for something like this, I'm going to go with frame and then make it top as like this. And then this is the same thing, and then other thing is actually just same. The method is same. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump into the code itself. So I'm going to do it. Before that, alright, let's go to the project. So we have the main page. For now, I'm not going to touch any navigation. So this one, I'm going to delete all of this. Or maybe I'm just going to delete this one. And then I'm going to start my emulator. My emulator is already started. And then what I'm going to do is ping my emulator so you can see the changes right away. Okay, let's see the design. This is the design. But first, let's create a label. Oops. Let's create a label. Okay, say over here, a label. So you have the navigation. We're not going to touch the navigation part, which is the navigation part I'm going to cover in next video with the tab bar tutorial, tab view tutorial. So for now, I'm going to explain how you can achieve how you can make how to understand the UI control inside the Xamarin Form, so you can make any UI without a problem. Okay, this is simple. So what you need to do is just make a label. So label is a text control for Xamarin Form, and I recommend you to check out Microsoft official documentation to learn what control that they have. And then if you want something more, you can go to the Xamarin Community Toolkit, which is made by community. It's a great NuGet packages, great library. So check it out. And then let's make a label, and the text is discover, right? Discover. Alright, and then text color black, and then font size I'm going to as a 24. The reason why I'm not using the pre-made size is sometimes it sucks, sometimes it doesn't work with my UI, and sometimes because I already make the size inside the Xamarin, inside the Adobe XD, so putting the value is more reasonable, or is more efficient for me. Alright, font 24, and then font attribute to bold. So this is the bindable property of label. So you can check it out. What does this property take? What label property offer? So what you can manipulate, such as high request, its label is visible, all this kind of thing, margin. And for now, we needed a margin of 10. It's just a roughly. So let's see. So we already have a label like this one, but when you see this design, it's kind of look like the margin is more on the left side. So I'm going to put another 15. Alright, and then the next part is which one my design. Okay, so the next part is, okay, I'm going to skip this one because this might be a tab view. So I'm not going to touch this. And then for the bottom, we are going to make a cut first before me. Okay, what I usually do before I putting something inside the collection, I'm design it first, so you will have a more efficient way when you design a collection. So we have a card. So let's make the card first. So what I usually do is, what I'm usually use is frame. But before this, I really like to use pancake view, but Xamarin 5 already offer frame. I don't know when did this update come, but frame already have a gradient. So frame high request of 200 with request of 100 maybe, and then background color of white, and then has shadow to true, margin of 10, and what more? So maybe we put a horizontal option of center and expand, also the vertical option of center and expand. Okay, I will explain why I use horizontal option and vertical option of center and expand later. So you can see over here. So what if I doesn't use the horizontal center and expand? Let's see what happens. So you can see over here, when you doesn't specify the horizontal option, it will fit entire screen because of the stack layout. Because the parent is actually populate entire screen. So when you're doing something else, you need to telling the frame that you need to have your own weight, which is we need to specify the horizontal option. Same goes to the vertical. So if I delete the vertical, it will come up something. Okay, actually, for let's see the design again. So it's kind of more having a more width and height. So I'm going to increase it. For the width is 140, and then for the height 240. Let's see. I think it's enough. And then don't worry about it sitting on center, because we are going to put it on carousel view later. Or it's maybe better to put it as a collection view. Anything you prefer, because it works on both of control. So let's complete the cut first. So you can see we will have this thing on the top, and then the label on the below. Alright, so a lot of beginner is confused how to achieve this design, because we need to set a label on top of the frame, and then they need to also put another thing on top, but at the top of the frame. So before we can do the label and this thing, we need to put a background image first. So really simple. What you are going to need is image, control, source. So we are going to search on internet itself, my favorite stock photo website. What are we going to search? Okay, maybe link. Okay, this look nice. this look better. So I'm going to copy the image, copy the image link, and then go to the Xamarin form, put the link, but please delete the parameter because this image source cannot read the parameter. Delete the parameter. Aspect, like I said before, aspect fill to fill entire frame. Let's see. So we're not seeing yet. Might be because the photo is reloading. To confirm it, I usually put it outside first. Okay, it's filling. So let's try to put it inside the frame. Yeah. Okay, so we need to remove the border. So this has a padding default by 10. So you need to remove the padding. So you will get the frame borderless frame with picture. So remember, frame has a default padding value of 10. So you need to remove it by set it into 0. And then you can see also inside the design we have a corner for the frame. It's simple. You just have to specify the corner radius. I usually use the value of 10. It looks nice, but since that we already removed the padding, default value of padding, I need to increase our height and width request. So 60, 60, or maybe more, 80, to make it look bigger and obvious. Alright, so the next part is we are going to need this label, and I don't know what to call this, but this symbol. So it's simple. We just need to add another thing below our image, and I usually make a stack layout, but it will complain because you set content more than once, which is you set an image but then you try to add a stack layout. But if you try to edit something, some control, other control like the image, I don't think it's going to complain. Yep, it's going to complain because you set, like I said before, you need to set inside the stack layout to have a multiple control. So we are going to wrap all these things inside the stack layout, but we are going to run into a problem, which is, yep, you will have extra height over here. It's because our stack layout height is not high. So I'm going to make, but it still doesn't work. So this is something that you should have to perform your own troubleshooting on how you can manage to make your UI. Okay, for something like this, I'm going to put a background color to see how my stack layout, actually the height of the width of my stack layout, to see whether is it my stack layout or image. So you can see my stack layout is actually filling the entire frame. So instead of adjusting the stack layout height, we need to adjust the image height, or you can do a vertical option, fill and expand. So your problem solved. But then we need to zoom a little bit of your image because I think it's kind of look too zoomed out. So instead of using vertical fill option, I'm going to make a height request of maybe 350. So it will, yeah, like a zoom to your picture. And then the next part is what I'm going to do. Okay, I need to dim this image a little bit. So my trick is, for the stack layout, I make a background color of black, and then for the image, I adjust the opacity of 0.8. So you can see the effect right now. So you can see our image already dim a little bit because we set the stack layout for the background color of black, and then we dim or we lower the opacity of our image. And the next part is crucial part, is something that beginner always miss, is to put something on top of something. And for our case here, we need to put a label on top of our frame. So the trick is simple: wrap inside the grid, and then this is actually kind of simple. Actually, you need to wrap all of the frame inside the grid. So frame, and then we just make another step over here, and here are the magic. So when I put a label, I'm just going to copy it for first, make it as a white. See the design. I'm not going to use a bold, and then font size of 18. And then when I save, you can see our text is missing right now. So let's see, where's our text. Like I said before, my trick is make a background color, make it obvious. So here is our label. So it's kind of weird because it's sitting on here. Alright, so we see our grid is actually filling the entire, instead of filling inside the frame, our stack layout is filling entire width. That's not something that we want. So I'm going to delete it. I'm going to cut the stack layout control. I'm going to remove the grid, and then instead I'm going to put it inside the frame, the grid. And then the stack layout, I'm going to put it inside a grid. And then I'm going to paste what we cut earlier. And here is magic happen. Ta-da! So you already have a text on top of your frame or on top of your picture. Alright, so let's put the label below, and simple, you just need to make okay, for this one we need to have a symbol here. So what I'm going to do is this one, I'm going to make a vertical option of end and expand. So you will see it will stretch down, or maybe move down. It's not stretching actually. And then the next part is I'm going to make another thing, but if you see, we actually have two things over here. For now, we are not going to put this icon because I think we can put the icon using the image, but it's more good if you can embed the font awesome maybe inside your apps. Maybe I will cover, or maybe you can search on YouTube. I'm 100% sure it has on internet on how to embed the font. Alright, we need to wrap inside the stack layout. It because we need to change. Okay, like I said before, we have something. We have two things over here, and then the orientation of stack layout need to be horizontal, because you need to populate not below but beside. So the orientation need to change to horizontal, and then you can copy the label, change to 16, change to Norway, but first we need this. And then instead of aspect field, and then instead of height of 350, I'm going to change of 20. Opacity, delete it. We don't need the opacity to change. Aspect, we need to make it fit, because we are not making it as a background anymore. And then for the source, let's go to the Google, and then Google image, and then map icon PNG. So this just for our tutorial. So let's pick this one. Let's see, is it PNG? No. What about this? Okay, this one is PNG. I'm going to copy the link, and then let's go back to our Xamarin project. Replace the source, and then let's see the changes. Okay, you can see over here it's already showing, but we need to remove the margin. Alright, but our discover and always is too far. So let's see why it happened. It's because on our level we have also having a margin, and we are going to remove the up and below margin. So you can see it's kinda come below, and then we still have a problem, which is it still kinda look weird. So I'm going to copy this one and then put it in here. Alright, looks nice, looks better, but I need it to be more I need it to be more close. So what I do is, the trick is, instead of having a positive value of margin, we can actually make a negative value of margin. So this one is for margin top. So instead of positive, we have negative of 10, and then we need to specify others to 0, because we cannot have I don't want the negative value to affect bottom. So you can see it's come closer. Yep, it's come closer, but it's kind of weird, because for this image I need it to be on horizontal option of start. Oh, actually, since that maybe our image having some sort of border, so what I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going, alright, so I'm going to put a margin, also negative point value of 5 and 0 on others. Alright, it's look better to me, but we are not done yet, because in here I'm going to put a margin of bottom and top of 10. Look better. This one I'm going to adjust it. You can adjust it follow your design. And then alright, for the Norway I'm going to reduce the size of 14, and then what I'm going to do next is alright, Alright, and then the margin of our stack layout over here, we need to change it to 0, 0 on others, because we doesn't actually, this is not, we doesn't want the margin to affect on the top, but only on the below. So only below. So this is what we want to achieve. And then for the image, we need the white instead of this. As long as it's other color, it's okay, because our background is kind of dim. So it will be more obvious over here. And then I need to dim it more. Alright. And then the next part is we need to put something on top of here. And when you see here, we'll already have an end and a span. So for now, let's search on save icon PNG. Oh, bookmark. Actually, it's bookmark icon. Yep, it's bookmark icon. Let's use something obvious, but it's not PNG, so we cannot use it. And couldn't find it. We do have a PNG on the Google, but the problem is it's not white or any other color, but we do find something else. So I'm just going to use this one. So we need to put here oops, the link is too, it's so long, this link. Alright, we doesn't need the margin. The height need to increase of 50, 55. So you see here on top, oh, too big. And then instead of sitting on the center, I want it to sit on right side. So horizontal option and span, and the margin I'm going to set of 10 and 0. So you can see over here, we already completed on the cut part. So for now, I'm just going to duplicate the cut. But like I said before, since that the carousel view actually taking the item source by the property, you know what? Let's just do the carousel view. So we already have the frame, which is our card. So let's do the carousel view. Carousel view, item source. Alright, item source. And then we are going to make a new model later. So places. And then what more? What more? Doesn't remember what does it take, but it's okay. Carousel view, carousel view icon template, data template, and then we are going to cut it, put it inside the data template. And then here, alright, so for this one you need to delete this. Alright, save it and it will gone. So let's make a new view model. So create a view model. Make view model. Make it public. Make the I-notify property change. I'm not going to explain on the code behind part. Implement the interface, don't forget about it. And then constructor. And then I think we need a class to populate the data. So places model, places. So we put a from property, which is ID, property of string, name, or maybe title, better, property of what we call that, state, country. Alright, name, title and country. Yep, title and country. Alright, so title and country. Bring the namespace. How? I don't think we need the namespace because we doesn't put it inside the folder. So you can directly use it. So full tab for the full property. Observable collection. Bring the namespace, don't forget. And then places, which is property change. Don't forget you need to invoke the change. Don't forget to create an instance of place. So the instance already created. So I'm going to populate the data. Make a function to add the data. Places dot add new places. ID of 0. I will not put the ID first. Maybe just put it. Title. The beautiful lake. Country. Norway. Then don't forget semicolon, and we are going to create another tool, which is snow and Nepal. It's like fish is here, life is alright. Alright, actually I'm going to put another property. Let's go to the places. I'm going to put a property of image source string image source. So copy it. Then let's go to the pixel. So let's see the beautiful flick, right? Is this considered link? I'm not sure. But oh yeah, obviously it's going to consider link because our search is link. So link. Don't forget to remove the parameter. We don't have the parameter on the link. Then what else? Snow. So Mount Everest. So Mount Everest. Copy the image link. Remove the parameter. Don't forget. Then the last is page. 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 Animation. Oh, this looks nice. Don't forget to remove the parameter. And then the next part is we need to call this inside this one. Then don't forget to make it. Actually, we already put it here. And then don't forget the data binding. So the image binding image source. What else? Country image source, title country image source. Alright. This one, what is this? Okay, I'm kind of confused right now. What image is this actually? Then what is this? Icon? Ah, I see. Alright. For this one, we're going to put the binding title, and then where is this one? It's country. Alright, so we complete it, and then we can test it. So let's test our carousel view. Oh, it won't work because we need to bind our view model. So content page dot binding context VM stand to view model name view model. I'm going to this one. Then you can try it. Okay, it's look terrible here, but our carousel work. Our carousel view is working, but we couldn't see our image source. Does image source our image does not appear, happen to be appear, and then the carousel view, we need to specify the height of our carousel view, which is 300. Okay, the reason why our frame happen like this because the carousel view, we need to actually tell the carousel view that we have the item spacing. We are going to do it later. For now, I'm going to wrap it inside the frame. Alright, but our image does not come out. And then the next part is we need to show, like this one, we need to put it in on the left. So what I'm going to do is carousel view, and does not remember the property. So this is important. Always check on official documentation. So let's go on the Google Xamarin form, carousel view. And then you can see wait for the page to load. Okay, go to the layout and scroll to down, right, dynamic resizing item, right to left layout. Alright, this is what we need, partially visible adjustment layer. So pick area in, so what we need is pick area, right? So we already see our next concept. 120 might be great. Yep, nope, 100. Alright, I think that's it for now, because I think it's already too long, and we are going to continue on part 2. And no worry, I'm going to put this code inside the GitHub, and I already provide the link below on the description. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, and share if possible. And then if you think this tutorial is actually helping you and it's actually clear things up for you to understand on how to make your UI more better UI for you, please consider to subscribe and maybe leave a comment, because this video actually this video is actually in the making, because I stopped it here, but I actually continue the tutorial, but we'll only upload by part. Oh, so we actually already have 2 of our picture loaded. So thank you for watching and have a nice day. Thank you.